Hello, I'm Les Shepard, Chief Architect of the General Services Administration. As you know, the Public Building Service is responsible for designing and constructing our nation's civilian federal facilities. These range from land port of entries and U.S. courthouses to federal office buildings, laboratories, and other special facilities. We are also responsible for renovating, restoring, and modernizing federal buildings so they remain productive workplaces for our federal employees and continue to serve the American people. We do this through the Design Excellence Program in the Office of the Chief Architect and our 11 regional offices across the country. The Design Excellence Program was initiated in 1994 with a simple objective: to hire the best designers in the nation to work on GSA's projects and get top quality design. To achieve these goals, we streamlined our AE selection process to make it inclusive and to focus on talent, not expertise in filling out government forms. And we established the National Register of Peer Professionals. The register is composed of prominent private sector design, construction, and art professionals from across the country appointed by the Commissioner of Public Building Service. The national peers are asked to participate in the design excellence process at two critical phases: selection of the design team and conceptual design and development review. Today, you're here to review and critique conceptual designs for a GSA project. The review panel is composed of GSA personnel, client representatives, and 3 to 4 national private sector peers. One of the peers was on the AE evaluation board that selected the lead designer and the AE team for this project.
The level of collegiality that one encounters in that peer process, I think, a significant boost to the designer's commitment. It's an effective way in which to communicate to some of the users some of the higher aspirations of the project, that this is in fact worth all of this energy and worth all of this when you have a number of esteemed professionals giving a project very serious consideration. So it's just simply that focus from a spiritual side of the equation is very important. In fact, I would say critical.
As a GSA peer, I'm representing the regional office. I tend to look at it, and I think other peers probably should too, is look at it from the point of view of their regional approach to the project. We have the peers there that are looking out for the architectural aesthetics, the overall big design issues. But we should also be concerned with operation and maintenance.
The design team is required to develop 3 alternative schemes for you to review. There is a presumption that one of these will be selected for further development. As a result of the review, however, it is not unusual that a hybrid scheme is recommended to be developed. To ensure the integrity and credibility of the review process and achieve the best possible result, we ask several things of you. We ask that each of you be totally honest and open in expressing your views. The purpose of the design review is to develop the best possible design. We want to push the designers to be innovative and creative in meeting the program requirements within the budget. It is useful and productive for you to ask what if or why not types of questions to help ensure that all potential issues are fully explored and evaluated.
Design excellence really means at every level of a project, it's been given thorough consideration. There's a level of innovation. There's a level of comprehensive aspect to the design so that things are working in harmony. And the final result of that kind of process is something that's harmonious from the, not just from the skin, but all the way through.
We ask that you be patient and considerate of your colleagues. We want to create a collaborative environment in which each person feels free to express his or her views. We want to have a candid, constructive dialogue, resulting in recommendations that all members feel comfortable supporting. Some members of the group are not architects or designers. They may not be familiar with design language or the evolutionary nature of the design process. By sharing your expertise in helping non-designers interpret design proposals and identify potential design options, The design professionals can facilitate a full, open, and constructive discussion.
Many people don't understand architecture and what it means and what the process is. And if I can help translate that and break it down and make it more accessible, then I will feel I will have fulfilled a part of my role.
We ask that you be an advocate for all clients and users. With any significant public architectural project, there exists a multitude of clients and users. Not all of these clients can have a direct voice in the AE selection and design review process. To the extent possible, you should help represent voices not otherwise present today. This could include being an advocate for 1, the physical environment of employees who will work in the facility, 2, the urban and public context and the role of the federal presence within it, and 3, the long-term ecological and environmental impacts of design decisions.
One of the roles is to be there to sometimes give voice to things that others in the room might be intimidated to say. Another role would be really to question what you consider to be not the best effort of a firm. In other cases, I think of the need to help the judges realize that the work is good. In other words, you end up being the advocate of what you consider to be really great architectural thinking.
Finally, we ask that the group develop specific conclusions. We want the meeting to end with clearly expressed ideas and direction for the design team. Design review meetings can easily conclude with everyone having expressed opinions, but no one knowing what it all means. Often, a discussion has evolved into an imprecise consensus. It is essential that the meeting end with clear consensus and direction for the design team.
Every project that GSA develops has a strong emphasis on the quality, on budget, and on schedule. It's important at the concept reviews to actually have discussions about each of those elements of the project, because the customer is expecting to receive all 3 of those items. So it needs to be very clear what really are the driving forces on this particular project. So if those issues are identified early on in the concepts, then you will probably have a much more successful project because our goals will be in alignment with our tenants.
As I said earlier, the success of the Design Excellence Program is due largely to individuals like you, the people who help us select the design teams and review their design concepts. We want our buildings to be a major contribution in the nation's public architectural heritage, to embody the finest American architectural thought. In so doing, we want them to be cost-effective in meeting the client's needs, be environmentally responsive and energy efficient, and we want them to enhance their communities.
Design excellence is truly about all the parameters that we give someone, a designer or a design team, and how they're able to execute that successfully and bring a project to the table and present it to GSA and to the tenants that show that it's the best of American architecture that they can bring forth.
Through our buildings, we want to make quality government visible to the public. Thank you for giving generously of your time and expertise in this important civic endeavor.